Why smart companies forget less and grow faster? Why does every problem come back? Everyone thinks growth creates complexity. But what if that's not true? What if the real reason your business feels harder to run today than it did 3 years ago isn't because you've grown? It's because your business keeps forgetting. The same problems return, the same conversations happen, the same decisions get revisited, and the larger the business gets, the more expensive that forgetting becomes. Today, we want to show you why the companies that win aren't the ones that know the most. They're the ones that forget the least, and why organizational memory may become one of the most important competitive advantages of the next decade. Most business owners don't think they have a memory problem. They think they have a communication problem, a process problem, a training problem, an execution problem, but often those are symptoms, not causes. Think about this. How many times has someone on your team asked a question that was already answered months ago? How many times has a leadership meeting revisited a decision you thought was settled? How many times has a customer issue resurfaced even though your team solved it before? Most people assume that's normal. It isn't. It's evidence that organizational learning isn't being retained. Here's the uncomfortable truth. A company with 10 years of history does not necessarily possess 10 years of learning. It may possess 1 year of learning repeated 10 times. That's a completely different business. One accumulates wisdom, the other accumulates activity, and the cost is hidden. It doesn't appear on a financial statement. It appears as repeated mistakes, slow onboarding, inconsistent decisions, founder dependency, operational friction. Nobody calls it knowledge loss. They call it growth. Most businesses try to solve this problem with documentation. More SOPs, more folders, more reports, more systems. But information was never the scarce resource. Understanding is. And this is where we need a different lens. Process is not the asset. Memory is. In fact, process is memory operationalized. Every process started as a lesson. Someone made a mistake. Someone discovered a better way. Someone solved a problem. Then that learning became a process. But over time, something strange happens. The process survives. The lesson disappears. And when that happens, process becomes bureaucracy. People follow steps they no longer understand. Teams execute tasks without understanding the reasoning behind them. Complexity grows. Judgment shrinks. Now let's take this one step further. Most organizations store information. Very few preserve decision memory. And there's a huge difference. Information tells you what happened. Decision memory explains why it happened. Imagine inheriting a company where every major decision from the last 5 years was documented. Useful. Now imagine inheriting one where every major decision included assumptions, alternatives considered, risks discussed, expected outcomes, lessons learned. That's not information. That's accumulated judgment. And judgment compounds. This is where AI becomes interesting. Not because it automates tasks, not because it writes emails, not because it creates content. Those are useful, but they aren't transformational. The bigger opportunity is that AI changes the economics of remembering. For the first time, organizations can capture learning at scale. Meetings, customer conversations, decisions, insights, patterns, lessons. Instead of memory living inside people, it can live inside the business. And that's a profound shift. Now imagine a different kind of company. A company where every project improves the next project, where every customer interaction strengthens future decisions, where every lesson becomes easier to access, where knowledge survives employee turnover, where new hires inherit years of experience instead of starting from scratch. That's what a learning organization actually looks like. And here's the interesting part. The advantage compounds quietly. Your competitors can copy your products. They can copy your pricing. They can copy your marketing. What becomes difficult to copy is accumulated organizational intelligence. Because learning speed eventually becomes decision speed. Decision speed becomes execution speed. Execution speed becomes competitive advantage. The businesses that win are not necessarily the smartest. They are the businesses that learn faster. And the businesses that learn faster are usually the businesses that forget less. That's the real opportunity. Not bigger, smarter. Let's bring this all together. Most businesses believe they scale through process. But process is only valuable when it preserves learning. The real asset is organizational memory. Because memory creates better decisions. Better decisions create faster learning. And faster learning creates sustainable advantage. So here's a question I want you to think about. If your 3 most experienced employees left tomorrow, how much of your company's judgment would leave with them? Most leaders have never measured that risk. But over the next decade, that may become one of the most important questions in business. Because the future belongs to organizations that can retain, connect, and apply what they learn. Not just collect information. Remember it. If this video challenged how you think about growth, hit subscribe. Because growth is useful, but growth that learns, that's where the real advantage begins.